With new sets constantly changing the meta, things can get chaotic. With strong EX Pokemon taking the field by storm, there's a formidable deck that takes advantage of this meta. Today, that is what we'll be talking about. This deck plays 66 at the NAIC and can wall opponents when set up properly just to deny them a victory. Today, we're talking about the Milotic Farigiraf deck. So let's start digging into this deck and see what it's all about. Alright, everybody, we're talking about the deck that plays 66 at the NAIC, the Milotic Farigiraf deck. This deck was championed by Nathan Bumbarger, who did very well with it. You know, out of all the contestants who placed 66, that is no easy task right there. So the best thing about this deck is it's a very cheap and affordable deck. For $32.74, priced out through TCG Player, you can have this physical copy of this deck. That's pretty impressive compared to where most decks are 50s, 60s, around 70s, 80s. It's all varying with the art you buy and this and that, but still, $32 for the deck. That is just so impressive. So you're getting such a great value for $32.74, a deck that can play 66 at the North American International Championship. That's awesome. So, but let's dive a little bit more into the deck. We're running several copies of some EX cards. We got Milotic, Cornerstone Ogerpon, and Farigiraf. These cards are the key to this deck. Yes, we're running things to kind of get them charged up. I mean, it's a little tough sometimes running some evolution decks and trying to get everything charged up the way you need it to be, because that's one downside about this deck. There's not a very good draw engine in this deck. You have to be aggressive with it. You're going to have to professor's research when you don't probably want to, and just get some new cards in your hand to see what you can get going, because this deck does not have no draw engine. It's just what you see is what you get. We do run a few professor's researches. We run some Ionas. Arvins help us stick to the deck. We got TM Evos. We have TM Energize. And the reason we're running those is just to try and hurry up and advance this. Get the Milotic up. Get the Farigiraf up. For whatever the situation is, and try and stop your opponent in its tracks. If we're facing a Dragapult Charizard, Milotic just stops them dead in their tracks. Yes, they can maybe have a one prize card they can send up to start attacking and chipping you down. We throw on the Hero's Cape, we have nothing to worry about there. So say we're playing Marty's Grimmsnarl. Throw up Ogerpon, any Pokemon with abilities cannot hurt this Pokemon. I mean, that's just the way it is. So let's dive a little bit more into the highlighted cards here we just talked about. So we have our Hero's Cape. This Pokemon this card is attached to gets 100 plus HP, which is great. It really helps our Farigiraf, our Milotic become a little bulkier, or even our Cornerstone Ogerpon not having the best bulk, being on the lighter side of the 220 HP. Throwing that cape on can really help us out. Okay, so we have Farigiraf. Its ability, Armor Tail, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's basic Pokemon EX. So this card here is just a menace to Raging Bolt decks. Yes, some Raging Bolt decks are having Koraidons or maybe a Roaring Moon or something in the deck. I've seen that before. You know, some kind of one prize card just to try and get you out of a situation maybe this could put you into. But it's not super common. But like I said, like a Raging Bolt deck is usually Raging Bolt, maybe a Pheasantipity on the bench, a Mew on the bench, Ogerpons. They're all basic Pokemon EXs. And you literally just throw up Farigiraf, and there you go. The game's over. Just keep him alive. And there's nothing they can do. You're swinging for 160 damage. So you have to swing twice to take out mostly anything you're going after. But you can do 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So you can easily swing, put damage counters on a bench Pokemon, and then hopefully you get the opportunity. You can maybe take a 4 prize card turn. Somehow you can even just gust up that weaker one so you don't have to keep swinging. Gust up the weaker one you've been putting damage counters on, knock him out, and go on about your day. And then we have the main attraction of this deck, the big star of the deck. That is Milotic EX. Prevent all damage from effects of attacks from your opponent's Terra Pokemon under this Pokemon. Milotic is... okay, this deck is very situational, what you're facing, what you're using. But Milotic, if you're in a situation where your opponent are playing Terra Pokemon, just like the big bag deck, Dragapult, Charizard, the Charizapult deck, Milotic just shuts it down. There's nothing they can do to it. Yes, they can monkey you if they have a monkey on the bench or something like that, but if there's a Terra Pokemon in play, they can't do nothing. And when you attack, you're swinging 160 damage and you're putting the opponent to sleep. So now they're relying on a coin flip to wake up. Or if they don't wake up on the coin flip, they're going to have to retreat back, switch something else out. You know, it's really a disruptive Pokemon. It disrupts the whole gameplay, or possibly just shuts them down. They might not be able to do anything. They just have to sit there and keep flipping. You keep swinging. You're swinging twice at Dragapult, knocking him out. So it's just, you're really putting people in a bind. And you'll see that today in today's video. So the last EX card we'll be talking about is the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon. It has a great ability, Cornerstone Stance, prevent all damage from attacks on this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon that have an ability. So we're talking Monkey Dories, we're talking, we're talking everything that has an ability, single prize cards or EX Pokemon. It doesn't matter if it has an ability, it cannot hurt Ogerpon. This comes in great if you're facing certain decks like Marnie's Grimmsnarl. It is being very popular. Now, granted, you still have to watch out for the Monkey Dories if they have those on the bench. But Marnie's Grimmsnarl cannot harm you, period. It's something that Farigiraf or Milotic cannot do in that situation I'm given here. So you have Marnie's Grimmsnarl, stage 2. It does have an ability. It is not a Terra, so it's not a basic Pokemon, so Farigiraf doesn't work. It's not a Terra Pokemon, so Milotic doesn't work, but it has an ability. So Cornerstone Ogerpon works in this scenario, which is just great. So we throw him down, we use Demolish, and we just keep chipping away. Just be mindful of the Monkey Dories if you're facing somebody like that. I say this out of experience. Let's start actually digging into this deck, get some gameplay underneath us, and just show what this deck can do to opponents. This deck either works or it doesn't. It's all... If you get some bad draws, trust me, we all know this if you play TCG. If you get some bad draws, it just doesn't matter. But this deck not having a very good draw engine, it matters a lot. I have come back and I have won a few games, but if you just get down by 3 or 4 turns, sometimes it's just hard to make that comeback. Cornerstone Ogerpon. Put him in an active, put a Feebas down. The opponent is taking a while to pick. I mean, come on, buddy. It's one card. Just pick the card. I guess he's just taking his time to plot his move here. So we have Genesect, which has a neat ability. Ace Nullifier. If he has a tool card, you cannot use Ace Spec against him, or you can't lay an Ace Spec down out of your hand. So pretty neat. I'm going to attach on turn here. Pass it back to our opponent. So we are playing a Goldango deck. This is great. We have a great start off here. Of course, Goldango has the ability make it rain. So with that ability, we're stopping him with Cornerstone Ogerpon. I think that's what it is. Make it rain? We'll find out here in a minute, probably. So anyway, Goldango has an ability. Cornerstone Ogerpon's already up on the active. We can literally just leave him up here, build Cornerstone Ogerpon up, and there is nothing he can do. Nothing. He's going to have to attack with this Iron Bundle. He's going to have to attack with the Genesect. Coin bonus. I'm still thinking of BGC. Sorry, guys. We're going to go ahead and fully charge up this Cornerstone Ogerpon. That's just a great thing about having Crispins in this deck. You can go ahead, attach 2 energies in 1 turn. Get these Pokemon charged up because all the EX cards are taking 3 energies to get to fully charged for an attack. So that's something just to always keep in mind. He's going to use Energy Search, A-Spec. He's going to find some energies, put them in his hand. That goes into play for Goldango's Make It Rain attack. He has to discard energies, 50 damage for each one. And of course, coin bonus, he is drawing cards through that. Goldango's a great deck. It's a fun deck to play. It seems like right now in today's meta, here recently, new sets coming out, it's kind of been lacking. I haven't seen a whole lot of Goldango, but not to say that Goldango will not make a comeback, because it's a great card. So opponent conceded. They knew there was nothing they can do. Yeah, so we'll take that. So we'll just go on to the next match. I mean, it just goes to show y'all that what this deck can do. Goldango deck, he was doing great. He had 3 Goldangos out. He had a Monkey Dory out. He was pretty much set up. I mean, he didn't have his A-Spec. He had Energy Search. He was ready to start swinging. We have Cornerstone Ogerpon up. We literally just blocked the dude. He just got denied. There was literally nothing the man could do. So that just shows you the power this deck can have. But there's always some problems with it. And the biggest one I have found is if you're facing a Crustle deck with this deck, it's just not good, because our only attackers are EX Pokemon. So if you facing Crustle, or you get not so much Mimikyu, but just Crustle in itself, because he's a hard swinging Pokemon, 1 prize carder, there's nothing you can really do to the thing. You just have to get those Dweebles knocked out. Don't let them evolve into Crustle, and just hope for the best. So, all right, we're in this game now. Put a fan Rotom up. We have a Feebas. Put that on the bench. Put my Cornerstone Ogerpon down. Attach on turn, and it looks like we're playing a Dragapult deck, which is great. Mist Energy, no, I don't want to attach that. Mist Energy helps with the effects of attacks. We're just going to go ahead and throw it on there. Phantom Dive is an effective attack. The 60 damage on an opponent's bench Pokemon, so that right there just stops all that. So we're going to TM Evo. We're going to throw on our Milotic. We are pretty much ready to go now. We have this pesky Bidoof item locking us. That is no big deal right now. It's not really hurting us. Ooh, Rock Scouting. It's a card that's coming up in the meta. Starting to see that more often. You search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon or 1 evolution Pokemon. To me, it's almost like a better Jock. Jock's really good too at times, but I feel like the Brock Scouting is just a little bit more handier. Because if you run a deck that can do different things, it can help you lean more to a different way of beating down your opponent. So we're just going to retreat, I think. Yep, let's just go ahead and retreat. Throw Milotic up there. We're going to ball store this Dracolock up. So, a lot going on here. He's digging. He's getting his Dracloaks back out. There's 2 now, so he's going to keep using Recon Directive. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Put one in your hand. Put the other one at the bottom of your deck. Artisan. So he's in pretty good shape right now. He's got his deck pretty good lined up. It is a Charizard Dragapult deck. So we might use the Artisan. We're gonna use the Artisan for our advantage. Gives a Feebas. We're gonna throw a Hero's Cape on him. Yeah, throw a Hero's Cape on him. Let's get rid of the Artisan just for giggles. It's crisp in here. Need to get some stuff charged up. So we're going to go ahead and knock out the Bidoof. We'll get that out the way. We don't need that Bidoof hanging around any longer. We've already taken 2 prize cards. We're not looking too bad. But things are probably getting ready to start swinging their way. They're pretty set up. We got another Dracloak out. Yeah, there's Dragapult. Unfair stamp. Honestly, with what I have, I'm not upset with that. Still not the best, but rescue board can come in handy. So Feebas, we really need to get Feebas involved here. Somehow we need to get another Milotic. He's just very vulnerable right now on the bench. Phantom Dice can start chipping at him. Hero's Cape can try and help him live a little bit longer. But this is the problem we're in right now. Okay, they're running Pheasant. Throw Pheasant down. So this is the problem you can run in with this Dragapult. Facing a deck like Dragapult Charizard. So he can really advance his Dragapult up, which he's probably getting ready to do. He's going to knock out the Fan Rotom here and put some damage counters on either my Feebas or my Cornerstone Ogerpon. Say it's probably the Feebas. Oh, nope. Okay. So he is now going to just keep doing this. He cannot harm my Milotic here, but he can still put damage counters on my bench Pokemon. So it's just something to keep in mind. You might have to keep your bench very sparse just to make it through. We're looking right here. We got 3 prize cards sitting on my bench. He needs 5. we're probably in good shape. Okay, so Hypno Splash. The Dragapult is still asleep. Okay, great. So, like I said, the great thing about Hypno Splash is it puts your opponent to sleep. It forces them to do a coin flip. If tails, they stay asleep. If heads, they wake up. So if he'd have woke up just now, it would have allowed him to do another attack, but he didn't get it. So the only thing he can do here is either retreat back or just end his turn and coin flip. Okay, I got counter catched. Still asleep. And this is why the rescue board will come in handy. With this rescue board, retreat. Back up you go. And we'll knock out the Dragapult. So like I said, this deck is really great against some of the big meta decks. I have yet to face a Gardevoir with this deck. I can imagine this deck could be good against Gardevoir, other than the only Pokemon you really use against it is Cornerstone Ogerpon. So you kind of got like a little resistance going on there, but you could easily still do the damage. You just have to be careful of the Monkey Dories. It just had to really work in your favor. You're going to have to get set up fast and start swinging. Okay, so he's definitely in a bind here. There's not much he can do. I think he realizes this. I mean, what do you do here? I mean, you have your other Dragapult up. Yes, he's chipping away at my bench. Okay, yeah. I guess he could do that. He could boss this order. You know, he's pretty much decked out. He's pretty much went through all of his cards to try to figure out a way to get rid of me here. But there's not a possible way for him to do any damage to me. To my Milotic, he cannot do it. Okay, he took his prize cards. Great. Take your 3 prize card. We're tied 2 and 2. Oh well. We'll throw Super Rod down. Put all the energies back in the deck. Just so they're there. And we'll just do our thing here. Don't see any way of him coming back. Hypno Sleep. Hypno Splash, put him to sleep. We got 290 damage. Been great if I had. This deck does run Monkey Door, and I wish I kind of would have had Monkey on the bench, but it probably just got gusted up too. So we're kind of buying. This is where Iron Leaves will come in handy. If we can get into Iron Leaves, this game is ours. Oh, we got an Ultra Ball. Okay. This is why Iron Leaves is great in this deck. We're going to Ultra Ball. We are going to get rid of those, and we have an Iron Leaves. Oh, no. There we go. Iron Leaves with its ability, Rapid Veneer. I'm going to put him on the bench. That will automatically advance him to the active spot, and if you activate Rapid Veneer, and you attach as many energies as you want to him. So, this is why I charged Milotic up the way I did with 2 grasses and a water. Charizard being dark is weak to grass, dealing double damage. We just knocked him out in one hit. We ended the game just like that. Alright, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video. This was the Milotic Farigiraf deck, and as you can see, it's a great blocking deck. There's not much opponents can do to you once you get good and set up, unless it's a really bad matchup for yourself. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to check out the Discord, the Twitter, the YouTube, the Twitch channel, some more, and see if you find more content you like. Thanks for watching, everybody, and there's more to come.